You don't belong because they don't accept you, or they don't accept you because you don't belong in the first place. It seems like a chicken or egg type of question, but today I will give you a definitive answer to it. Scientifically backed, of course. You won't find this information anywhere. Not in a book, not in a lecture, and certainly not in a YouTube video. Well, how can it be scientifically backed then? It's simple. You need to connect the dots between many breadcrumbs in different sources. It takes a certain type of mind. You see, belonging isn't something you just stumble into. It's not a chair you sit on or a club you sign up for. It's a social signal, more like a frequency. You're either turned in or you're just hearing static. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people never realize they are broadcasting on their own channel their entire lives. Think about it. Every group has invisible rules. The way they talk, the way they laugh, even the things they find boring. You don't notice these rules when you are inside. You only notice when you're outside. As an outsider, I learned it the hard way. That's why the joke everyone else laughs at feels flat to you. Now, is that your fault? No, it's biology. Your brain is wired to scan for patterns of similarity. Micro expressions, tone of voice, even pauses in speech. Your neurons track it all in milliseconds. And when the pattern doesn't match, the alarm goes off. It whispers, "You don't belong." That's not paranoia, that's chemistry. Of course, you could try to fake it. Copy the slang, adjust your timing, wear the right clothes. And yes, you might trick the group for a while. But there's a paradox. The more you pretend, the less you actually feel like you belong. Because deep down, you know it's a mask. And masks are heavy, they slip eventually. So here's the part no one tells you. Belonging isn't about squeezing into someone else's mold. It's about finding a frequency where your signal doesn't get filtered out. The rare place where your weirdness isn't liability, it's a password. Sounds difficult? You don't feel like you belong right now? Good, that's a clue. It means the channel you're turned into isn't yours. Keep turning the dial. Here's where I lose half of you, and that's fine. If you've always felt at home in every classroom, every workplace, every party, congratulations. You are not my audience. You can close this tab now because what I'm about to say won't even make sense to you. But if you've ever sat in a room full of people and thought, why does it feel like we are speaking different languages? Then listen carefully because this part is for you. The truth is harsh but clean. You don't belong because you were never meant to. Not socially, not genetically. From day one, your wiring set you apart. And you felt it. At the family dinner table, in a schoolyard, in an office meeting. That gap between you and them. It wasn't imagination. It wasn't just bad luck. It was baked in. See, the majority are tuned for cohesion, for blending in. Their genes reward conformity with serotonin hits, that warm feeling of being one of the gang. Yours don't. You can mimic, you can mask, but the wiring never gives you that chemical approval. And you've always known it. That's why some jokes sound flat. That's why small talk feels like sandpaper. That's why even when you're included, you're not inside. Let's go back to the chicken and egg problem. Do they reject you because you don't belong? Or do you not belong because they reject you? You see now, it's you, not them. And here's the kicker. That's not a bug, that's your feature. The rejects are scouts on the edge of the map. You don't process belonging the way the herd does, which means you notice what they can't. Weaknesses in the system, cracks in the story, truths hiding under the noise. So no, you don't belong. And you never will, at least not in their world. But in the right world, among the few tuned to the same frequency, your rejection is the password. Here's scientifically backed part. It starts in the wiring. Personality traits are not just some quirks you picked in school. They're heritable, measurable, coded into your genome, long before you ever stepped into classroom or posted your first status update. Studies on identical twins show this again and again. Two kids raised in different homes, even different cultures, yet they show the same levels of introversion, sensitivity, or contrarian streak. That's not a coincidence, that's biology leaving fingerprints. Now combine it with how groups form. Every tribe, whether prehistoric hunters or modern office teams, scans for alignment. The ones who signal I am like you get the warm embrace. The ones who signal different trigger quiet suspicion. It's automatic, not conscious. And if your genes push you to be different, you'll feel it from day one. So, yes, rejection is older than the group that rejects you. It's written in you first. You walk into the room already marked as other, long before anyone even knows your name. If you've never felt that, then honestly, this all sounds dramatic, maybe even paranoid. And that's fine. You're not the one I'm talking to. But if you've always wondered why you get that subtle distance, that invisible wall, even when you follow the script perfectly, then you just got your answer. Take a look at your own history. Remember being that quiet kid in a classroom who noticed details the others ignored. The crooked map on the wall, the teacher's nervous tick, while everyone else was laughing at the same recycled joke. Remember family dinners where you tried to bring up something that actually mattered to you, only to be met with blank stares, then a quick pivot back to sports or weather. Or that office meeting where your idea was met with silence and 5 minutes later someone repeated it louder and suddenly it was brilliant. These are not isolated events, they are patterns, patterns rooted into who you are, not in how you performed. Different wiring, different chemistry, different frequency. And when a tribe doesn't resonate with that frequency, rejection is inevitable. So, what do you do with that? First, stop wasting your energy on the impossible. You will never rewrite your DNA, never flip the switch that makes conformity feel so good. Trying to chase that approval is like trying to breathe underwater. You can force it for a moment, but it will always end in panic. Second, reframe the signal. The very traits that make you feel off in a hurt are the same traits that give you clarity at the edges. Sensitivity is data, restlessness is drive, contradiction is perspective. What they see as flaws, you can treat as tools. Third, build selectively. Don't scatter yourself in every circle hoping to be embraced. Hunt for the rare ones tuned into your frequency. They exist, scattered, hidden, maybe just one or two in a lifetime. But when you find them, you'll feel the lock click. Not because you pretended, but because your difference finally mattered. Finally, embrace the role. You are not here to blend. You are here to scout, to question, to notice what the majority cannot see. The path is lonelier, yes, but also freer. And if you walk it long enough, others walking alone will find you. You don't belong everywhere. You are not supposed to. Belong where the difference is a password.